Mishnah learning today is sponsored by David and Judy Marwick in memory of Rabbi Seymour Spolter, Rabbi Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. To dedicate a day of learning, go to mishnah.co/support or send me an email.
Yevamot Perik Yud Mishnah Hey. We're dealing with people who maybe died, but didn't die. Or they thought they died, and then they didn't die. So our Mishnah is going to talk about a pretty wacky case, I must say. Amru lo meita ishtecha. A woman has a guy, is whatever, living in Rishon LeZion. And they say, well, your wife is dead. She went overseas and she died. V'nasa achota me'avia. He married her sister, but she's a sister only from her father's side. I mean, they share the same father. They don't share the same mother. Meita. And then they told him she's dead. It doesn't mean that she's dead, but they told him that she's dead. V'nasa achota me'ima. And he married her sister from her mother's side. Meita. I'm going to read it and then I'll show you the chart. Meita. Okay, she's dead. They said she's dead. They made her sister from her father's side. Meita, they said she's dead. And they married, so he married her sister from her mother's side. He married a lot of women. Okay? So, let's just look. We have Leah, Rechel, Rivka, Chana. Leah had a mother and a father. They shared a father with Rachel. Okay? But he had Rachel from a different wife. She had Sarah with another man. That man had Rivka with a wife. That wife had Chana. So these are, not these women. Let me just make this smaller. I can get myself and see the whole thing. These women are somewhat related to one another. I'll move myself over. Okay, good. Okay, so they said to him, we'll make him, Leah's dead. Okay, so he said, you know what? Lo aleinu, my wife is dead. I need to have a wife. I need to be married. So he married Rachel. And they said to her, Rachel is dead. So, let's say Rachel is, then they told her Rachel is dead. So he married Sarah. You can see where I'm going with this. He said Sarah is dead. I'm just going to kill them all now. It just makes life easier. Okay? And he marries, so he said, okay, I will, and he said, when he said one is dead, so he married Rivka. And then he married, it's a little tricky with the mouse. I actually ran into space. He married a lot of ladies. Okay, so he's married to all these women. But he's only really married in his own mind to one of them. Chana's around. Okay, the rest of them are gone. And of course, anybody want to guess what happened? V'nimse'u kulam kayamot. It turns out that they're all alive. These women are not dead. They weren't even mostly dead. They're all alive and kicking. So, what's the halacha? Says the Mishnah the following. Turns out, mutar barishona, bashlishit, ubechamishit. He is permitted, meaning he is married to this one, and this one. And the other two, the second and the fourth, he's asur to them. They are asur to him. I used one for dead. So let's say asur to him. They are asur to him. That was my mamzer one. I never remember which one is which. Let's say black. They're black. They're out. Okay, those are asurat to him. They're prohibited. Why? Because the first one was his wife. So when he married the second one, that's achot ishto. That's his wife's sister. She's asur to him. So that marriage is not a good marriage. It's technically not a wedding. Okay, great. So then when he married the third one, he's not marrying a relative of Leah because they share sisters. Those two share a sister, but these three are not related to each other. So this wedding is good. So that wedding was a wedding. But then this wedding was the sister from the father's side of Sarah. Rivka was the sister of the father's side. You get the point. The fifth one, so he's mutar the first, third, and the fifth. No, that's what he's mutar. And therefore, upotrot sarotehem. Therefore, 1, 3, and 5, if Reuven then would die, okay, and Nachman does yibum on Leah, they're poteret sarata. Okay, they're poteret each one. They're poteret the other one, even if they're their marriages, because Reuven was married to 1, 3, and 5. Okay, v'asur b'shniya or v'yit, and he's prohibited to the second and the fourth. V'ein bi'at achad mehem poteret sarata. And if Nachman does yibum on Rachel, she's not really a wife, so it's not poteret sarata. If Reuven had another marriage, or if he had another wife somewhere, because he had a lot of wives now, okay, then the yibum on Rachel would not be effective. Okay. Well, maybe I'm V'im ba'al hashniya la'achar mitata rishona. Okay, let's go back. Let's undo all that. Okay? these women, they were presumed dead. So now, instead of them being presumed dead, these women are alive. Okay, but the first one really was dead. She died. Okay, and so if he married the second one, and then they said she was dead, and then he married the third one, and they said she was dead, and they married the fourth one, and said she was dead, etc., etc. Then what's the halacha? Mutar b'shniya u b'revi'it. So then he's permitted. Then the second one is a real marriage, because remember, she's not dead. This one is prohibited. Why? Because it's achot ishto. This one is permitted because she's not related at all to Rachel. It's just another wife. And Chana, of course, is also is asura the same way, by the same way. That's the same halacha. Okay? Mutar b'shniya b'revi'it. He's on the second and the fourth. Upotrot tzarotayim, and there the yibum on them would exempt their tzarot. V'asur b'shlishit u'b'chamishit, and he can't marry the third or the fifth. V'ein biyat echad me'em poteret tzarata, and if the yibum is done on the third and the fifth, then the biyah is not poter the tzara, as we learned in the original case. Stop here. I hope that was clear. The charts, I think, help. Dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.